We're here. We're on the last final full learning unit number 5. You will also be able to see the final course reflection assignment simultaneously with this learning unit. And this learning unit is actually one of my favorites because it has taken what we've learned about emotional intelligence so far, clarifies emotional intelligence and nursing ethics, then really gives us a different perspective as we look at moral distress and resilience. So building resilience through emotional intelligence. And we're going to begin to dive in a little bit into what our purpose is. What do we find meaningful in our nursing work? So in this learning unit, of course, we have learning activities and outcomes. And so we're going to, when we look at nursing resilience, we're really thinking about the ethical conflicts that occur when a moral principle is either violated or when two ethical principles are in conflict. We know that moral distress arises. We've spoken about this in our other courses, but we know that moral distress arises when we know what the right thing to do is, but can't do what we know is right because of institutional constraints. So we're going to look at that a little bit through a different lens, through the lens of emotional intelligence. And we're going to finish our course with a better understanding of how emotional intelligence can be used to promote our resilience in nursing, both in our own selves. How do we build our own resilience through emotional intelligence, as well as for those we lead? And then we're going to end with an individual reflection on the question, what is my purpose? And this unit really ties together the 3 main themes of our program, of our MSN in Integrative Nursing Leadership, and that is resilience, patient safety, and leadership. So they kind of come together with this final full learning unit in your nursing capstone course. So we're going to explore the use of EI to promote our own resilience as well as those that we lead. And we're going to look at, in chapter 12, the author Kadir really just begins a look at salutogenic theory. So we're going to look at ways in which salutogenesis offers nurses an approach to professional life that engages the meaning nursing has for them. This is going to be a little bit clearer, I think, as we go through. But let's look at that statement one more time. It's on page 141. Salutogenesis offers nurses an approach to professional life that engages the meaning nursing has for them. So you're watching this video, and there are 2 excellent chapters. I highly recommend chapter 14 because that speaks to moral distress and just gives us a really nice review of emotional intelligence and ethics. But absolutely chapter 12. If things come to a point where you only have so much time, please read chapter 12. That is going to be necessary to complete your discussion board, and I think is one of the neatest chapters in looking at emotional intelligence building resilience. You're going to then have a couple other short little reads, and by short I mean like a page or less, on courageous leadership, managing feelings, and a very important look at this is a blog done by Davis, I believe is the name of the nurse author, First Navigating the Nursing Journey with Purpose. And you're going to be talking about this, especially chapter 12, and at least the blog here on purpose as you complete your discussion board thread. No reply is required. So that's the learning unit, activities and outcomes. You're watching this video. I've talked to you about 12 and 14 readings of chapters 12 and 14. How to manage feelings is just kind of a really neat, let's just open it for a minute. In this course, we looked at 4 EI abilities: identifying emotions. And when you think of that, think about the periodic table that I shared with you. I have this in my office on my wall. Think about the periodic table of human emotions. We need to be aware of the different emotions and able to identify them in ourselves and others. Okay, we've got that. We understand emotions that we know as part of EI abilities, using emotions to reason and then managing emotions. So we know that those are the 4 EI abilities. We've been reading about them. In each chapter, we look at those as specific to the chapter, such as resilience or ethics. And now we're going to look at this short article, How to Manage Feelings, and it talks about the breath and watching us, ourselves and others breathe as we go through these 4 EI abilities. So just, it's a very short but really interesting, I think of it as a gem of an article. Courageous leadership is also another one-pager that just gives us a little bit different perspective on, it kind of goes along with what is our purpose. What do we stand up for, and what does courage really mean? Does it is not, courage is not being fearful. But so read through it. It's an excellent read. And then the blog, and it's part of the American Journal of Nursing blog. One's purpose correlates with job satisfaction and work engagement. So we know that those 2 correlate with resilience, right? So what's your purpose? And you're going to begin to look at that through discussion board number 5. And let me just read to you again, because as we started, your author of your text, Kadir, states on page 141, for nurses, salutogenesis offers an approach to professional life that engages the meaning nursing has for them. The 3 salutogenic attributes that she describes on page 141 play a crucial role for nurse burnout prevention and long-term professional thriving. Davis, in her blog about purpose, further notes that knowing your purpose can serve as a guiding North Star, leading you to a life filled with meaning and fulfillment that is enhanced by your work and professional activities. So yes, your life isn't just work, but knowing our purpose can lead us to a life filled with meaning and fulfillment that's enhanced by our work and professional activities. So for this final post, you're sharing with others in this final post, I just want you to begin to define your purpose by sharing your answer to, what about my nursing work brings me joy, energy, or excitement? And in learning unit number 6, which is our final course reflection, you're going to see that material. There's going to be another video, but that one question is going to come back. What is my purpose? And that can be as simple as a one sentence statement. And so you're going to just begin to define your purpose right now. Sharing just the answer to this question with others. And if you feel appropriate, you can post what your purpose, what you think your purpose is. If you know, if you don't yet know, that would cause you to spend a little bit more time and thought And you can at least answer this question. What about my nursing work brings me joy, energy, or excitement? Also in your final course reflection. It takes time to think about what my purpose is and to articulate it. And this course in this 1 week may not be sufficient time, probably is not. Maybe you thought about it before, maybe not. So this is just a beginning look at it. And I hope you take the time to really look at what brings you joy, energy, or excitement. And that's the end. And again, go on to, when you're done with this information, you can go on to learning unit number 6, which is your final course reflection. And there will be another brief video there to kind of explain the completion of your SOAR analysis.